Welcome to The Success Blueprint. This is a podcast between me and my dad, VP Ferdy Tolentino. I am Casey Tolentino, a Gen Z, just 1 year in the business. They say experience is the best teacher. My dad has been in the direct selling business for over 30 years already. And experience is the best teacher, but it's even better when it's your dad. So, Dad, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm BP Ferdy, and of course, as you've said, my daughter said, Casey, I've been in this business for more than 30 years. And truly, I would want to share to you my experiences, and at the same time, could help us in our mission of rhythm, that is, raise yourself to help mankind.
So I'm just starting my journey, figuring my way how to apply these lessons in this fast moving, very digital world while I learn the ropes of how my dad in 1998 really started his success journey. And I want to see the blueprint. How does it work? How did our mentors learn and really grow the business? And our goal is to really share practical tools, share business tips from VP Ferdy himself, and honest conversation so that you can have your own blueprint and really learn about VP Ferdy's entrepreneurial journey. I've always loved sharing my dad's wisdom with so many other people. When I was growing up, I've seen him really mentor a lot of leaders who have grown their business, a lot of people who have reached and achieved their dreams. And I want to share it with you. Why not maximize this podcast to share with you my dad as if you're one of his kids, getting the same advice I get, unfiltered and straight from the heart. So, Dad, I want to ask you first for this pilot episode. How did you start in the business? What was your story like?
I am engineer by profession, and for like more than 15 years, working in a multinational company, and I have handled technical sales, after sales service, marketing, and to a point wherein our company prepared me to become one of the um, senior managers by sending me to the US for technical training. And also, of course, I took up my master's in business administration, knowing that by having a higher education, you can actually reach your goals. But suddenly, after a while, I realized that it is not about just working for somebody that you will be able to get your biggest dreams in life. I have I have seen that there are other ways to do it, and of course, it is through direct selling that I've seen that this business can actually give us financial stability.
But how did you, I guess, from a Gen Z's viewpoint and seeing how you've succeeded in the business, how were you able to keep going despite the challenges?
Well, it's just like any other business. There's a lot of challenges, of course, a lot of projections. But the main thing that happened to me is when I decided to become the CEO of my business. Yeah, because I remember when I was starting in the ranks of an employee, my goal is really to become probably after a while become the CEO and general manager of the company, aiming for the highest. But the great thing is that I finally realized that I don't even have to climb that ladder, but instead, seeing a vehicle like a direct selling, I finally decided to take ownership of the business. And that's where success, the blueprint of success started to happen. That's when I decided I will make sure this business will work. So it's a matter of really accepting and making sure that this is not other people's business. This is my own business.
But I think during that time, Dad, when you started,
Mhm.
wasn't direct selling kind of a new opportunity pa?
Yes, yes, of course, that's the problem. Anything could be, you could be right where it started. There are a lot of pros and cons. Of course, when we started, we could say direct selling, or before it's known as network marketing, and this is a platform of marketing your products that basically was not yet the norm. And during that time, when I was starting, that was also where e-commerce was starting. So people were like not used to doing a home business. So, but the great thing is through time, now it's different. Things have changed. It's now an accepted way of a business, and an accepted way of selling products. As you can see, when we were starting, a lot of people have no credit cards. Okay, and it's not a way of paying, but that's a thing of the past, right? If you talk to a Gen Z, to the millennials, that's the way they do payments of their of everything that they buy, right? I see that I have three daughters, and every day, even my wife, there's a lot of I would say shopping happening
Packages.
online, and every day we get a lot of packages.
Yeah.
So it's when we started, you will never believe that things like this could happen. Okay, so but now it's good for all of you, because it is normal that people transact online,
Yeah.
and they have a virtual office. Okay, I don't even know that there will be a Zoom. This is it's a dream come true. Like I remember when we were starting, I have to fly everywhere to train people, okay, or to introduce the business. But now it's the power of the internet.
Yeah. I think that's great, Dad. Na you talked about how things are advancing nowadays, and of course, us as Gen Z, we have things up in our alley that we could kind of share with you as well in the advancement of technology. But I'm sure all of the wisdom and the experience you got was quite different from how I'm getting it now. So when you were starting, did you have a mentor who was teaching you, someone to look up to and guide you during the start of your
Yes,
journey?
that's the great thing about this business. When you start, your sponsor could be your mentor, right? The person who invited you to the business. Some of them, or I would say a lot of them who are doing this business seriously, are well aware of how to do the business right. Okay, and the goal is to duplicate. Of course, when we were starting, I remember the problem is getting out of your mindset. It because I would say this industry of direct selling is so different when you are having a job, okay, or doing other things other than direct selling. So it's good. I have our founders who were, I would say, good direct sellers. And great thing about this business is you really want to share everything that you know to the people that you bring into the business. And of course, I am also a person who had a beginner's mindset, and I would like to learn whatever I do. So I remember that time we attend trainings, and then most of the books when we were starting were from the West, where direct selling started, and so I actually bought a lot of books. That time I don't know if you know what's a CD, right? Or cassette tapes, and I bought everything that I could hold on to, because I know this business requires you to learn it. So I always say you need to learn first before you earn. And you can see in the background, these are all books, cassette tapes that I bought through the years and learn from it. Okay? But of course, doing it is a lot different. Okay? Once you get to do it, that's where you actually start to learn about this life-changing business.
Yeah, I agree. And now that I'm starting to really be committed to the business, did you ever
So that
imagine when I was a kid that I would start doing this business considering how shy I was back then?
it's generally not necessarily my daughters or you, Casey, but of course, the goal is to find people who would want to do the business. Of course, as your father, that's my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But I realize this is not for all. Okay? It's a matter of making that decision that this business is for you. Okay, so of course, as a leader, as we always say, um, leadership is influence. So my goal is to influence you and the people around me to actually do the business. Okay, after a while, actually, when I went to the U.S., there was this. They would say he's been in the business for so long, and he said it's not only influencing, it is the art of it's an art already. It's an art of
Yeah.
influencing people to do what you want them to do, right? Because I would say that when you do this business, just like any other traditional business, it requires effort. It
Yes.
requires hard work. It requires you to lead. Okay? And some people are just what they join, and the worst that could happen is when the person who invited you promised everything, right? Meaning you'll not do anything and you'll become rich. This is not an investment in the first place. Yeah, I hope it's like that, but it is not. It takes time, right? It takes time, just like any other business, to actually to become successful in this business. Although I would say our company learned a lot, and it's not so traditional that we decided to take out the negativities uh, of network marketing or direct selling, which makes success, I would say, uh, into turned into a scientific.
Yeah.
Yeah, meaning scientific now because if you do this, you'll get this, right? So it's like gravity. Okay, it is um, something that is you can predict. That's why I know already if a person after a while will make it or not.
So do you think during my early days in the business, kind of learning the ropes, was there ever a time you thought maybe she wouldn't make it?
No, no. Everybody has a potential to make it in this business. That's a great thing about this business, like small capital. Then you get to do basic things
Yeah.
that could surely make you successful.
Yeah.
So, but for you, I'm seeing that it is you have that attitude, okay, that could allow you to be very successful in this business. It's just that you don't have to give up.
Yeah.
The only person, the people who will not make it in this business are those people who give up. Okay, so but unless you are still there, it's really a matter of attitude. Okay, attitude is about everything, right? Your approach, how you take negativities, okay, how you approach things, okay, and I can see that your positivity, your positive attitude, will bring you from where you are right now to where you want to be. But the problem is it's not a straight line,
Yeah.
right? It's a crooked line to become successful. So, but you're getting there.
Thank you. What's funny about me and dad, we have such different approaches to doing the business, but it's quite the opposite for us. I love face-to-face meetings. Dad loves Zoom calls. And I think now that we're advancing with more technology involved in doing the business, Dad, how were you able to kind of adapt that? The way I know the way you were doing business back then, you were always meeting people, always learning about new things from trainings, from books. How was your mindset about the advancement of technology in doing this business?
I would say that I am a person who also loves technology, right? When I first started this business, it is the time of the mobile phones, where the time it was still analog, and that's where we have the pagers. I don't know if you know it. What that are those things, and Skype. Okay, and then I'm amazed with that, right? Being an engineer. Okay, and I remember I love when I was starting. I will get all the whenever there's a new Nokia phone, I would buy that because I know it's a new technology. But the main thing is to become to make my life simple and easy, meaning for me to be more effective.
Yeah.
So that's how I adapt. Meaning if things new things can make me do things easier. Okay, like now we have the AI.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my problems is composing letters, but now I can just dictate and then if you don't get to adapt, adjust, and accommodate, which always our Datos Vijay, our one of our founders, is always telling us, things can change. Okay,
Yeah.
nothing is permanent except change. So you have to accept that, right? And now um, sometimes we're forced to it.
Yeah.
Like when we had the pandemic, we have no choice. Okay, I love face to face before that, but after a while, I said I don't have to go to a certain place or country. Worse, get into the traffic.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of really accommodating whatever new technology there is.
Yeah. You were talking, Dad, about change, 'di ba? And that's one thing I'm really curious about in your 30 years of experience doing direct selling, network marketing. What is one thing that you never changed in this journey?
Probably my belief and my character. Of course, uh, everything could change, but um, my belief, um, basically, and the character that I have, I don't think that should change. Because people in this business, um, you will be successful if people trust you. At the end of the day, it's about trusting, okay, knowing the person who's bringing you to the business. Okay, so it's your integrity. This thing should never change. Okay, the love for the people. I think material things can change, but um, who we are, okay, and how our belief system is in terms of being a good person. Because at the end of the day, I am always reminded that aside from becoming successful in this business, is to become a better person. And until now, I am still wanting to become a better person. And that's also what I love with this company because it's really championing you,
Yeah.
becoming a better version. So I think those things should never change.
So now that's it for our pilot episode. I learned a lot from you, Dad, and I'm so excited because I get to share more of you with my friends, all of my circle, and even anyone from any other part of this world wanting to learn from you, probably wanting to think, if I were VP for this daughter or son, what advice would he be giving me? And I'm just excited that we're using this podcast. It's been a few months since Dad and I started brewing up this idea of making a podcast. At first, it was just supposed to be him. But recently, I realized, you know what? I need to be part of it too because I want to share with you all of the unfiltered advice, all of the unfiltered lessons and stories I get from VP Ferdy himself. So, Dad, would you like to invite them to maybe tune in and subscribe to our
Yes,
channel?
of course, we will be doing this continuously, and this could really help those people wanting to become successful, and will show you the blueprint to success in this business. And if I were you, you know what? One of my best motto is do it now.
Do it now.